thought we would jam every time we come in and start the show. And that's the little. It's not a specific song, but it's like just kind of improvised off-road theme song. That's what we thought about.
Feels very.
Do you like it, Johnny?
We also went off-road quite a bit there. I definitely went off-road.
Yeah, well, that's why I think it makes
but,
sense not to be a specific song. It's improvised because we go off and play whatever.
We go off on tangents. That's what we do at the show.
We got
Thanks
some.
for coming back.
We have.
Hopefully somebody's come back.
Jose Louis. Greetings from the other side of the border.
Yeah.
Right, we got Linda saying, so happy to hear you play and sing.
Right on.
Thank you, Linda. Akeem says, hey, how are you guys doing? Eliza, hey guys, it's really great to hear you play today. And Dark Wolves gives us a clap, so that's fantastic.
Sweet. Yeah. Well, we were thinking that we've been sort of building toward this. James and I have been doing some jamming a lot. We've been doing a lot of creative stuff, thinking about sort of the next album and thinking about the next songs that we were writing. And
what do you guys think of the intro?
Ooh, yeah. Let us know what you think.
Let us know in the.
But James and I have been doing a lot of creative stuff, a lot of writing, and a lot of ideas are cooking up right now. So we're really happy about that. I think, we've done enough gardening and
yeah. Well,
now we're into writing.
We wanted to also get used to some of the systems that we were using, and we're now 13 episodes in, so we thought that it was
episode 13.
We should feel confident enough to be able to play some music and hope that everything is working okay. And because I'm sure there would have been certain episodes we would have come in and started playing or doing something, and people wouldn't be able to hear us. But
so wait, is 13 is 13 good luck or bad luck though?
John, you got to know it's not very good luck.
I don't think it's good luck. No. 13's not good luck. We
thought maybe to combat that, we would do what we do best and play some music so that we can kind of try to put as much luck in our corner as we could.
We know we can do that.
And I also thought
you brought them.
We need some more luck.
Oh yeah, very nice.
I wore my green because that's as close as I could get to a leprechaun costume. I went to look for one but couldn't find one.
There's really nothing better. Are you taking these home with you, or are you gonna leave them here with me?
Well, we didn't discuss that. But,
Jose
says, good job from Mexico. Yeehaw. I love it. Yeah. I love it. Well, there's definitely some great music down there for sure.
There is nothing like a Lucky Charms marshmallow. I just had 3. Oh, this one has the unicorns in it?
I knew that would get John pumped up.
There's unicorns in them.
I love the bluegrass and country music, and you all are great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's so nice of you.
James, we got to talk about this. About this. Lucky Charms.
Is
it Lucky Charms or Count Chocula for you? Like, if you're going to pick your favorite. Count Chocula.
No. I haven't had Lucky Charms in a very long time.
I love a good box of Count Chocula, but there's something subtle. If you can call Lucky Charms,
I feel like Count Chocula is just a little too rich for me.
Cocoa vibe. I mean, the thing with this kind of cereal you have to think about, unlike the we're talking about some 80s products that aren't necessarily good for you. Coke Clear, Crystal. No. Pepsi Crystal.
You guys can go back and see that if you haven't.
Crystal Pepsi. This was literally thought of as like the way to start your day.
I know.
This was a serious candidate at one time. Yeah. And you know what? I just buy this stuff now I just buy this stuff as
another thing that we found this week is the Pop-Tart. And that the Pop-Tart was considered something that should be
Pop-Tart, yeah. Think about breakfast foods, eh? Like I think we realized that sugar and carbs don't get you through to lunch. And so all these kids raised on Pop-Tarts and cereal in like the 80s and 90s, which was us. I mean, we definitely had our fair share of Pop-Tarts in the morning.
Did you?
Yeah, we had toaster strudels. Remember those?
Yeah.
Okay, we had Pillsbury toaster strudels, and they were basically a Pop-Tart, and they wouldn't get me to 10:30 a.m. at school. Mm-hmm. And then I definitely have to have something to have.
Alex, your wife says, classic John digging right in.
Well, that's nice. Alex, you chose to watch at the 13th episode. Lovely.
Akeem says, very lucky, lol. So very lucky that we can have the Lucky Charms, I think. Oh, I see what he's saying. Yeah. I see what he's saying. But another thing about the playing,
good times.
We kind of got back into the swing of things this week, didn't we, John? We did.
That's true. We did.
We were honored to be a part of a program called Firehouse Live.
Yes.
And it was in
with Francois Gilbert.
That's right. And it was to support the local fire department where he was from, right?
Yeah, so I think it was really cool. It was so Francois Frank is what he goes by on the video. They've got a group of firefighters there that I think it's at station from the looks of it. You'll have to Frank, if you watch this episode, you'll have to comment and let us know. But so they're creating this awesome, and they've been doing this really awesome live stream where Frank will do. It's a 30-minute segment, basically kind of a podcast format, similar to ours, just half the length. And they do songs and interviews in succession. So we did 3 songs, and then we chatted in between, and it was a blast. It was so good. Frank's a great interviewer, and he's doing all kinds of stuff with, I think Brett Kissel was on that.
There was a ton of great.
Aaron, which Aaron was on that? Aaron Goodwin was on that. And I think there's a bunch
was it Aaron Pritchett or?
I couldn't remember if it was Aaron Pritchett or Aaron Goodwin, but we saw the list, and there were a fantastic amount of country artists on there, I think from both sides of the border, that have participated. And so go check that out. Firehouse Live, Frank Gilbert, over in the Eastern Townships of Quebec, which actually we talked about on the program, was some of our very first shows that we ever played were at the Eastern Townships Bluegrass Association in Waterloo.
That's right.
And remember our first promo photo that we ever took as a band, you and I.
Right, and we had a silhouette of us in our cowboy hats, and
and we were just 9 and 11. That was our first promo photo, was done in his neck of the woods. So thanks so much, Frank, for having us on the show this week. That was so awesome to be part of it.
Well, and that reminds me of a video that we saw with at our grandparents' place after last week's episode. We went to say hello to them. I hadn't seen them in quite a while because of COVID, but. He actually brought up a great video of us playing in Vermont. We didn't bring up the clip beforehand, but it just came to mind just because we were talking about the hats and that era. I can try to Google it here, or we can just kind of talk through it. Well, there was a great video of us in our matching clothes, but it was kind of our matching hats and so great. Clothes playing in Vermont. And, you know, I think it was as close to kind of showing that the, you know, our oldest part of that bluegrass, that straight ahead bluegrass era that we totally had when we were kids, right? Yeah. I think that's it
was a good.
I can't think of an older video,
like a video where we're older,
where we're as old as that, still playing bluegrass, that's straight ahead bluegrass.
I mean, there's a few, but some of them are really old, but this one actually, the sound was pretty good on it. That was what was so cool about it. I think whomever had a camera on this one did a good job recording it. But this is it's just total precious of James and I, and our grandfather's playing bass at this time. So it's even before Eli, our cousin, was playing bass with us and he played with us for a number of years.
Yeah.
So Pop's on bass, our dad's on guitar. We've got Bob Birch, very dear friend of ours, fishing expert extraordinaire, and I'm going to talk about fishing in a little bit. But Bob is playing mandolin and guitar.
I'm going to find a good clip of it, so keep talking.
We've actually got Craig Morris playing banjo. He's a fantastic banjo player from the U.S. He played with us on a few different shows, and actually a couple different competitions as well. And we actually did well in some competitions with Craig.
That's right.
And for some reason, we had this nickname for him. We always called him Milkman. And I don't know, he just seemed like he struck us as a milkman. Like he just seemed like that kind of guy. Earnest, smiling all the time.
I don't recall how we came up with that.
I don't know, but anyway, so Craig is playing with us on this show, and there's just some really good moments. So if James pulls up here and we watch a little bit of this is definitely in our bluegrass, you know, old time gospel era.
I think this either Gospel Flower or Another Night or something.
Okay, perfect. Let's chime in and watch a little bit.
It might have already
Young
been
Brothers
playing in the background, so I don't know. But we'll share this, and here we go.
Here we go.
New CD, and it went out on Prime Cuts of Bluegrass.
Now let us know in the chat if when we're watching videos, because I noticed last week that our voices were pretty low. So
yeah, just give us a heads up.
We don't have anybody else helping us, like someone mixing it, or lots of shows have stuff like that, and we don't. So let us know, and then if it's really tough to kind of make out either one, then I'll just try to fix it. And yeah, so anyways, bear with us.
Probably give her a little more.
Bob Dylan recorded it many years ago. It's called The Gospel Flower. Ready, boys? 1, 2, 3.
Me on the mandolin.
Shows the American flag behind us, because we were matching Thunder, and then we also looked really good with the American flag. It was
Right, we were coordinated.
Ooh, a little clap off the bat, John.
Oh man, they like me. Got the real high, lonesome nasal voice going myself.
Pretty clean.
Yeah, this is magic, man.
So in 2005, eh, John?
2005, August. August,
So this
mid-August.
This was right around the time when the Three Generations. That was about the end of the era, Three Generations era, right?
Yeah, I think this was actually the last summer, yeah. Or the second last summer, the Pop playlist. Because we made the transition at the end of the next summer. That's great.
Anyways.
And you know what's so cool about that song? That song has really endured because we still play that song, Gospel Plow, with our current band on stage. It's a way different feel.
Yeah.
Very much more like the band or kind of swampy, right?
Well, that
like,
song has had a lot of different lives. I mean, you know, the fact that Bob Dylan recorded that on one of his first records.
on his first record, yeah.
Is crazy to me because of how you know much of a traditional song that was. But I guess you know he was able to he was kind of trying to revolutionize some of that old school stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
He kind of on his first record, as far as I recall, he was doing a mix of his own songs and covers because, of course, a lot of Bob Dylan's writing came from, you know, the Woody Guthrie influence and that you know early, you know, Jimmy Rogers singing brakeman stuff and some of that early folk and early country music, right? So I think he was paying homage to the Gospel Plow, which is actually also has roots in African American spiritual music. As well.
I didn't realize the Jimmy Rogers inspiration. Is that what you?
Yeah,
just said?
there's a bunch of that older
Really?
folk and country inspiration on that record, and
Wow.
so but particularly the Woody Guthrie stuff. You know, I mean, he was always referencing Woody, but yeah, no, it was pretty cool. Maybe I was just thinking of the Jimmy Rogers thing because I think Bob Dylan was wearing a train conductor's hat on.
Yeah. No, that's why if that's true, that's like wow. Yeah, that would have been cool.
Yeah, maybe fact check me on that.
Because
I could be completely wrong. I think Bob Dylan did listen to Jimmy Rogers at some point. Because I mean, listen, at one point there was only 2 country artists.
Speaking of, he's kind of had a
Jimmy
bit of
Rogers and the Carter Family. Like
he's come out with a new record, and I think he's you know if things weren't as locked down as they were, he probably would be still touring around. I mean,
yeah, he's been teased.
We were talking about Gordon Lightfoot last week or the week before, a couple weeks ago, and it's pretty cool to see people like Gordon Lightfoot and Bob Dylan and those guys still playing. And I mean, or like, you know, the late Charlie Daniels, who we just lost. You know, he played.
They just kept going.
He was playing. Because I was signed up to his email list. I don't know how I got on it. I think I was looking at merchandise or something at some point. And he obviously was. I'm pretty sure I remember seeing that he was still playing shows right up until like last summer.
Yeah, same. I believe so.
You know, if you love it, you just stick. Please stick.
Yeah,
doing
well, it's funny. Alex and I were talking about this earlier today. That Dolly Parton is having a huge moment all over again, and
yeah,
just how you
certainly
know
within
the last few years, and it's so cool to see that because she really is a powerhouse talent, a phenomenally talented singer, a great country legend. And I think it's so cool because there were a lot of middle years there where Dolly, you know, people didn't, you know, really care, or at least in sort of the broader circles and sort of maybe, you know, just trivialized her a bit. And I think it was really cool to see. It's been really cool to see like a revival.
Yeah, she has been defined by a lot of you know, different people trying to pin her in certain categories, and she's super versatile. She is categoryless. Yeah.
Is that one word or 2?
I don't know.
Is it a hyphenated?
We got Madison in the chat saying, hi guys. Well, Linda thought that our mom might have posted that video on Facebook. She probably did. She was pumped about it.
And she did, but yeah, I think she did.
Anyways, we thought it was it'd be cool to bring up here. And anyways, John, in the last week or so, I got Disney Plus again. I had it for a bit, and I decided that I would get it.
You did
because I actually
I
need
thought
to.
you had it.
I need to see Hamilton, which is on there.
Oh,
I
it's
haven't
great, yeah.
seen it, and I think we've discussed
So
in
good.
previous episodes that
I don't think
we
we
have a relative that was in the original cast
Yeah.
Of Hamilton, was a dance captain.
Yeah, our Aunt Morgan. You can check her out, Morgan Marcel on
Yeah.
Instagram.
And so I unfortunately never got to go to the show when she was a part of it. And so I've said to myself that I need to sit down and watch it on Disney Plus at least.
Oh,
I've
it's
seen
good.
her.
It's
I've
really
seen her
worth it.
perform on Broadway now though, because I went within the last
That's right.
year or so, and I was able to see her in. She's a huge part in the Moulin Rouge that they brought back. Obviously now they had to stop Broadway for the last several months, but she was a huge part of that show, and what a talent! Like she was,
So awesome.
she was, all throughout the show, and I got to see her in that, which was great. And so I'm happy
Yeah.
that I was able to see her on stage in such a massive show. I mean, that is a
Huge show. And it's, what's so weird about that show is that it wasn't a musical first. It was a movie first.
That's right.
But it's so
It
perfect
surprised
for a
me
musical.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, so I got it for that. But then what got me also particularly interested in getting it again, and let me know anybody who's with us here if they've heard about this or if they have seen it on Disney Plus. But a movie came out last year, and I missed when it came out. I don't know if it was in theaters or whatnot, but it's called Togo. And
yeah,
Togo, I was told.
I think that might have been a Disney Plus.
And I was actually devastated when I learned that there was a movie that we watched as kids. It came out as a Disney movie in the 90s, and it was called Balto.
Love that movie.
About
Absolutely love that movie.
The heroic dog that saved Nome, Alaska.
Right. And there's the statue of him in Central Park. Speaking of New York.
Exactly.
Right?
There's a statue of Balto. He's
It's a big
celebrated throughout America like, he is the savior of Nome.
Right. And the gist of the story is that there is a breakout of diphtheria in children in Nome, Alaska. Right.
Yeah.
And the children, if you haven't seen the movie, the children are without antibiotics in Northern Alaska. And so the story of the movie is that there's this half wolf, half dog named Balto who leads the wolf team. And of course, and they're talking animals and stuff like that. And he's an outcast, and, he's not, purebred. So he shouldn't be on the dog team. And then he, in the story of Balto, it's like this lead dog / wolf that leads this pack of dogs to get the antitoxins, what they call it, but it's basically antibiotics to Nome, Alaska across. I'll share
a picture of Balto here. So this is the movie screen. It was a classic, huge Disney movie, and I was just devastated.
They got him stuffed, eh? Like that's actually Balto there. See, just that picture.
That's pretty whack. That's pretty. That's
he's
pretty
like
whack.
Permanently memorialized.
So I heard that Balto was, in fact, kind of a minor player.
What?
Balto finished.
About?
Balto finished the delivery of this vaccine. It would have been a vaccine for this pandemic.
Yeah.
And hundreds of miles away from Nome, they went. I don't remember the town that they went to get it from, but I'm assuming some bigger town in Alaska. I can't remember where they said. But Balto, maybe. Balto ran the final 30 or 50 miles or something, and apparently there was a blizzard, and the guy who was driving the team couldn't see, and Balto used his sense of smell to get him home.
Right.
That's pretty incredible. But first of all,
is that the real story or the Disney story? Because it's definitely the Disney story.
No, I read that online. Now,
wow.
Always take what we're saying with a grain of salt. I mean, we don't have fact
we talk a
checkers
big
here.
talk.
We read stuff, but I mean, we don't have a fact checker working with us here. Right. But anyways, Balto wasn't the only lead dog of that team. There was another dog called Fox. So he wasn't a solo, and maybe they didn't show that in the movie, but
or maybe he was just Balto up front.
Yeah. So it wasn't just him up front. They didn't give credit to the other dog, but that's not the biggest injustice of this thing. The reason they didn't give credit apparently is because Fox was going to be. They thought that the press thought it would be confusing to say that Fox saved Nome. That it was kind of like
Like a fox.
Yeah, like a fox. So Fox and Balto ran the final with the rest of the team, which obviously
Just tell the truth.
But there was a team
man.
that ran, so every other team ran like 30, 50 miles or something. There was another team and another driver of that team.
Right, lead dog.
That no, I'm talking about the driver, like the
other guy,
sled,
like another
the sled
guy.
dog. Like
musher.
Musher.
Yeah.
That's the right term?
Yep.
So there's another musher who doesn't really get credit until this movie came out, at least in my in terms of my awareness, where there was a solo lead dog called Togo. And Togo ran, guess what, John? Guess what?
What?
300 and something miles.
No
300,
way.
and in fact,
So Balto sprints the last 30 and he gets all the
gets all the glory. If the governor of Alaska didn't come up with a plan to run a relay system, at least that's just the way they portray it in the movie. If he didn't come up with that system, this team was going to attempt to go and get the vaccine and bring it back by themselves.
Whoa.
And it was only because they came up with this plan and they came and intercepted the team and then traded off.
Wait, now was that in the
traded
movie?
off
They
with,
just didn't focus on that team. I'm trying to think about the plot. Either way,
there was a team. They met up with somebody. I think
there was some meetup.
but
there was
it
a
just
montage.
made it so insignificant.
Oh my goodness!
So
man.
they literally, at least in the movie, show they meet up at the last roadhouse or whatever that's along.
Right.
They have them when they do the dog races. They have the different warming houses and stuff. They meet up at the last roadhouse. That team is so tired. Togo basically runs himself to death, and Balto comes in all fresh. He was left behind. He was the dogs they left deliberately at this guy's dog. What do you call it? Compound?
Dog yard.
He was one of the dogs they just left behind because they weren't going to be good enough to make it.
No.
Hunters, yes.
Oh man.
And Togo, it was no. But let me just finish here.
I'm excited. I got to see this movie.
Togo was equally as much of an underdog as, even though Balto was he was kind of he wasn't the best runner, he wasn't the best whatever. So that's kind of a nice underdog story. But I'm telling you, Togo was equally as much of an underdog. He was undersized. He was. He was a troublemaker. The owner tried to give him away twice, and he saves this town basically almost single-handedly, and then he doesn't get credit at all through American folklore.
Of course, now they've got the movie on Disney Plus, which is probably big with the next generation of kids who will grow up with Togo being a hero. So that's good. That's good. We're old enough now to be able to.
I was devastated that I was misled. I was
well,
totally
you know what?
misled.
I'll still watch Balto because Phil Collins voices one of the bears, so that saves it for me, man. Phil Collins with his British accent.
Yeah.
Speaking of British accents, we have.
My nose is itchy today, bro.
Mine too. Mine too.
Yeah.
But speaking of British accents, we were talking about National Treasure.
Yeah. I was gonna play this clip of Togo.
Okay, we'll get to.
I love when you try to do the segues.
Hey, I do well at segues.
Yeah, well, remember last week when I made that segue out of nothing?
Okay, we'll wait.
Yeah, well, I thought we'd watch this trailer.
I think we should talk. We should watch Togo. That's a good idea.
And
I forgot about the trailer of Togo.
Yeah. So we'll pull this up.
Which I haven't seen, by the way. I didn't watch it.
It's worth it. So I definitely would suggest checking this out.
Go get you some Disney
family
Plus.
Friendly. It's
I love Willem Dafoe too. Willem Dafoe's a great.
Well, and here's the thing. You might ask, why should I believe Disney with this movie if they misled me with the old one? Well, I did a little bit of research, but also I don't think Willem Dafoe would be in a movie that isn't true. That's my logic.
All right. I mean, he's been in a lot of fictional films. All right, we got Kino check up here.
Intelligence, stamina, courage, and heart.
Love dogs. It's like a little cloning.
My business is dogs. He's undersized. He's trouble.
Well, good afternoon.
He's untrainable. Stop that! What does he bring to the breed?
By the way, there's a whole line of and breed of huskies that came from this dog. That's basically his only recognition after this was they eventually bred him after this situation. And so that's how significant he was.
Wow.
You know,
Wow.
just
Well,
the heart that he had.
350 miles, I guess.
He outran every single one of them. He's not a sled dog. He's a lead dog.
What we have in our children is an epidemic. It's a death sentence.
They found a cure.
Oh, it's just terrible.
So they ran basically more than half of the trip by themselves.
Holy smokes.
All the other teams ran a fraction.
350 versus 30 miles is definitely more than half, James. Good man.
You see that
No.
storm on
I'm
the
saying
horizon?
they
Only one man
ran
and one
like they
dog
said
can
it's
make-
about 600-mile
Mhm.
trip. Did they say round trip? Anyways, I'm just
Oh,
saying they
round trip.
ran about half of what
Wow.
that full trip was,
I
and they were
guess.
going to attempt to do the whole thing, I
It's a
guess.
handsome dog.
Oh, he's a
That
relative of, or he's part of the line
He's
as well.
12 years
That dog
old.
specifically.
He's too old. He'll never
that's
make
cool.
that
The
distance.
Cephala Huskies or
Got
something.
one more in you, pup.
Cephala. Oh yeah, it just went straight to streaming.
Yeah. But like it was like a
My guess is we don't find him till the thaw.
Disney Plus stream.
All right, Togo. Time for us to find out who we are.
I always thought he lived for the sled. When all along, what he lived for was me.
This was a sweet. So dude, he freaking pulled the whole.
Really? That's wild.
Anyways, they don't explain.
Oh,
that
I'm pumped.
they-
I'm watching this, man.
Yeah, but they don't explain in here that they basically Disney had lied to us before. So
Well, was it a Disney? It wasn't a Disney movie. I don't
Balto
think,
was
Balto.
Disney.
It was Disney for sure.
Yes, it was. We just pulled it up.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
it was.
really?
Balto was a Disney movie.
what?
You don't recall that?
I recall Balto. I just didn't know it was made by Disney.
Disney movie.
This might be Balto movie. We're gonna fact check this right now. Oh,
Disney Pixar.
Universal Pictures, Amblin Entertainment. That's not the same company as Disney.
Although the film was a financial disappointment during its theatrical run, it was overshadowed by the success of competing Disney Pixar. It wasn't Disney.
No, it was the competition that lost to Disney.
Yeah.
So Disney told it the truth.
Disney
Listen.
tells the truth, John.
the moral. That's the moral of this.
Disney
Disney's
is the
always
truth.
historically accurate. That's why Robin Hood was a fox.
Yeah.
And yeah, exactly. All right.
Okay, so I got that wrong. So basically, now you know to take it with a grain of salt. I didn't know that bit, but just Google Togo. You'll see his picture. Well,
Great
let's do
story,
that.
though. I'm really
Togo.
want
I'm
to
gonna
check
pull
this
up a picture of the dog. Maybe we've said enough. We've said enough about Togo.
out. Yeah, we said enough about Togo.
Okay.
But
I'm telling you,
go
he
check
didn't
it
get
out.
enough
I'm gonna watch
credit.
it. He needs more credit, and things are blowing up. with,
Eliza says, "I love Balto." She also says that seems like it's worth the subscription to Disney Plus. I assure you that I don't work for Disney Plus,
No.
but I will say that, or even
It's
if you can
pretty
just
fun.
rent it on something else, then
Yeah.
I would do that. But maybe it's exclusive. But I'm telling you,
I think it is.
the story is worth it. It's worth it. Anyhow,
That is awesome. Thanks, man. That's a
so,
really cool story.
but what also I got, maybe this is all a Disney Plus episode, or it's all.
Well,
about-
hang on now. I just watched a movie. Are we going to talk about my movie, or are you going to talk about your second movie? What do you want to do?
Well, I was about to say that's how I found National Treasure again.
Oh, well, let's talk about National Treasure.
Yeah,
I would like to talk.
which
about
you were saying a couple minutes ago that you were trying to
really
segue
awkwardly
into.
it. Yeah.
National Treasure is a goofy movie at times. It's a cringy movie at times. but I think it might be my favorite movie of all time.
Favorite movie
Yeah.
of all? That's a hot, like steaming take. Wow. Wow. You know what though?
No,
I
I
love
mean
that
this,
movie. I will
though.
say
I
I
mean
will, I
this.
love it. It's Nick
Has
Cage.
anybody seen National Treasure?
Nicolas Cage at his best.
Has anybody seen National Treasure?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm waiting for a response. No. Anyways,
No,
let us
okay.
know if
Good-
you have.
Good times, good times. And what is it about the movie, James? What is it about it?
Well, National Treasure is about treasure hunting. They're looking for gold, which we've talked about is something that you and I are interested in getting into.
Yes, we were talking about
Panning
panhandling.
for gold,
Mhm.
but maybe we're also interested in being treasure hunters.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's a reality? Do you think that can happen?
Well, not many.
Remember the movie Fool's Gold?
Yeah, right. Oh,
With,
another classic.
Another treasure
Oh,
movie
Man,
with
Matthew McConaughey,
Kate Hudson.
Matthew
Matthew
McConaughey.
McConaughey.
Great team up.
That's
Great
a good
team
movie.
up. Oh man, I just forgot about that one. I
I
love
just
that.
came to my mind.
I do like treasure hunting movies, and I actually really like treasure hunting as an occupation. Very expensive. Not a whole lot of payoff for the most part, except if Nick Cage makes it look easy.
Yeah, it's
All puzzles.
well, it's that, and I always love Lara Croft.
Oh, good.
And the games of Lara Croft. I like the puzzles. I
Puzzling.
like the adventure, and National Treasure is just all around a fantastic.
Yeah.
Talk about facts too.
So great.
History,
My favorite thing about National Treasure is that
the history.
is that well that's pretty cool about it. But my favorite thing about National Treasure is that clearly it's a family movie, but also a little sort of on the action, fast-paced side. But they repeat what they're looking at so many times to remind the viewer.
Well,
like,
that's in the second one, John, as well.
no, the first one too, a little bit.
It's not as self-explanatory. There's what's that
Sure,
called?
true.
You know,
The
where
Freemasons.
No. Where instead of allowing someone to interpret what's going on visually or exposition,
Yeah,
that's
there's
the
a lot
word.
of exposition.
There's a lot.
I
of
do like the
exposition.
second one though. The second one is a good movie, but it's kind of like I remember the amount of times that they said in the second movie the Resolute desk, because they're finding the Resolute desk, which is the desk in the Oval Office apparently,
Yeah.
and they've got like secrets in it. But then there's a sister desk over at the Queen's Buckingham Palace. I don't know if that's really true or not, but every time they see the desk, like I think about 8 times they say the Resolute desk when they look at it. It's like, just so you know what we're
that's
looking
the
at.
John, the second one isn't as
But
good.
the first one's got a little bit more
I-
subtlety to it. I will
I
say.
will argue that the first one is better than
Well,
like.
yeah, I mean, sure.
No, that it's better than how you're describing it. I think the first one is pretty clean.
I love the first
I don't
one.
think that there's, it carries people along like
Sure.
to some extent,
No,
but I
it's-
mean it's quick, it's fast paced. A couple of things
Also,
that
I love
noticed-
Riley's character. Riley, the funny guy character in that.
Let's pull up a
he's
picture,
so funny.
just in case
It's a
people
good move. I love those.
don't know what it is, and just to get an idea of what the movie kind of looks like. Nicolas Cage is in it. What else, John? How else would you describe it?
Nick. So basically, Nicolas Cage plays Benjamin Gates, who is a member of a family who is long thought to be crazies, because they're treasure hunters, and he's descendant of one of his great grandfathers, so and so Gates, who was given some sort of thing by Benjamin Franklin or something that would lead them to this big treasure that was buried by the Freemasons to keep it from the hands of the British.
Yes.
And so Benjamin Gates, the main character, is trying to basically give his family a good name by actually finding this treasure. Meanwhile, everybody around him thinks he's nuts, and he does some questionably legal, at times fully illegal things in order to be able to get to the treasure. But it's all in the name of history and the greatness of the American treasure yet to be found.
This movie came out around the time that YouTube video of us when we were younger with our cowboy hats.
That's right.
It was around that time. Now, when you see this, John, that was a sidebar. When you see these pictures, this is also something else that I'm interested about. I've been Googling for years if National Treasure 3 is a thing. There was speculation.
We're waiting for it. I'm hoping for it.
I don't
actually.
think I think more and more
You
that
watch
it's not
the
going to happen.
nostalgia, the nostalgia
I would
power.
love for it to come back. It's long been speculation that there might be a third movie.
I just want to set the record straight. I like both National Treasures a lot.
I think
like the
it's
second one
Nicolas
too.
Cage's best movies. Better than Sleepless in Seattle.
Yeah,
No, what's the one?
He wasn't in Sleepless
Raising
in Seattle.
Arizona.
Raising Arizona is a Coen Brothers film. It's actually quite good.
Is he in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's better than that one. What else is he in?
He's
in
The Wicker Man. It's definitely better than that. Now we're going down a bit of a rabbit hole.
Apocalypse Now.
Nope.
He's in
not even close.
what's that one? It's something about how there's two of him or something.
Adaptation.
Adaptation.
Great film.
No,
Really
no,
good.
this is better.
Okay.
What else is he in? What else? Other good ones, John?
You know what?
Wicker Man, did you say?
The Wicker Man, which is
This is better than that.
Well, I think that's true. I think that's generally true. The Wicker Man is just like Nicolas Cage at his lowest point in his career.
So, anyways, that's National Treasure. I have a little clip of that we can watch or not watch. You can decide.
Let's watch it.
Let's watch it.
I'm only
because
going to
it's
touch upon my movie, but let's watch it.
It's worth it because it's my favorite movie. And if we've lost people, well, it's worth it because it's my favorite movie.
Let's do it.
So, National Treasure, just to get a little flavor of what this movie's about. And this is another one. This one you don't need Disney Plus for. You can probably find it for rent somewhere. This is only 2 minutes. Don't worry, Linda. It's not 7 minutes like remember last week. Remember she mentioned
some science. So we were doing the science stuff.
John had some 7 minutes science move.
The far reaches of the universe.
We talked about the Washington Monument though,
That's
because
true.
we went in and went to the Natural History Museum when we were touring in DC.
Playing in DC.
And I mentioned that we watched a documentary about, the universe narrated by Leonardo DiCaprio, and that it when I walked out, I felt like when I finished the movie Groundhog Day, I felt like
Deeply affected.
I couldn't process life in the same way.
No, because it was just the expanse of the universe.
So anyways, I thought it was neat that we just having talked about the Washington Mall, that this movie, my favorite movie, has scenes in on the Washington Mall.
Yeah. It's good.
Because
good moments.
Yeah, it's part of the storyline.
Let's get this on here. Okay. I'm excited.
Let's get this movie going here. All right, buckle in. You realize, John, that I bring up these movies because you denied me in the second week of doing these shows that we said something about a movie night, and you said I don't think that's a good idea.
Wasn't that like months ago?
I bring up movies.
I think you're definitely in my.
I get us to watch movies because you wouldn't allow me to do that.
But you're definitely within my 10
it's
friends
his fault,
and family
everyone.
that can come and watch movies with me.
Here we go. Oh, this isn't. No. We need National Treasure. I don't want to give away the ending.
Actually,
why did we decide to do it? National Treasure trailer.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's what we need.
We gotta watch that. Ooh, let's dive back.
Here we go. Official trailer.
2004. Here we go.
Thank you, Jake Smith.
Benjamin Franklin Gates, you are undertaking the duty of the
Holy smokes, too loud.
family Gates to find the most spectacular treasure in history.
So swish.
It grew throughout the ages and moved across continents until it was hidden by America's founding fathers, who left clues to the treasure's location right before our eyes. The unfinished pyramid, the all-seeing eye, are telling us something. Keeping this treasure safe, Benjamin, is your destiny.
You're treasure hunters, aren't you?
We're more like
We have to have a
treasure
conspiracy
protectors.
episode.
We do.
All his life,
Come on.
Benjamin Gates has searched for a treasure no one believed existed.
Classic
Don't you
90s
get it,
voice.
Ben?
The Travis voiceover.
Yeah.
I refuse to believe that.
But what he thought was the final clue
108 years of searching and I'm 3 feet away.
is only the beginning.
The Declaration of Independence.
You think there's a treasure map on the back of the Declaration of Independence?
The map is invisible.
Why would we make this up?
Where's your proof?
We don't have it.
Riley, get down!
Did Bigfoot take it?
Word about the map is bound to get out. Ian's gonna try to steal it.
Oh, Sean Bean's always the bad guy.
So Bigfoot is actually in this movie, and they, no, okay.
No, we don't.
But they do
Don't give it away.
steal the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah, that's the big deal.
And where's the treasure, John? It's under. Should I give that away or no?
No, don't give it away. You
Protect the Declaration.
Oh,
is
wait,
to steal.
no. Is there treasure, John?
Oh yeah.
What?
I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
Ben?
From producer Jerry Bruckheimer, director
This one's based on a true story, too.
The John Turteltaub.
It is surrounded by guards and video monitors and little kids on their 8th grade field trip. You will go to prison, you know that, right?
Yeah, probably.
There's some weird...
Get out of there. Oh, yeah. Get out of there now.
He's got the bloody map.
This Thanksgiving, the clues of 10 generations
There's more to the riddle.
will reveal a mystery 20 centuries in the making.
Who wants to go down the creepy tunnel inside the tomb first?
Such a good.
Tell me what the next clue is.
Honestly, this trailer's not doing that. My
Nicolas Cage.
humble opinion.
No, they
There's so much
kind
more
of...
comedy. There's so much more comedy. Like this is definitely playing it
National
up as
treasure.
a huge action kind of Mission Impossible deal, but it's
people get
really
the idea of
it's
it.
definitely for families. Yeah,
Yeah, people get the idea of
yeah,
it.
it's good times. So I just
That's
watched-
my
speaking of-
favorite movie.
Speaking of family-friendly feature entertainment, I just watched Dora and the Lost City of Gold. Okay, so this is on Amazon Prime.
Well, and it
Dora-
reminded you of this movie, right?
Totally. Dora the Explorer is now grown up and has to face high school. And then her and a few pals, or they become pals over the course of time, get abducted and have to find the Lost City of Gold. That's all I'll say. But it's actually pretty darn good. I'll say this. When I was a kid, I was never on board with Dora the Explorer. I just it didn't click with me. I always thought it was kind of silly. But the thing about Dora the Explorer, this like live action movie they did, is that it kind of makes fun of the old stuff. Like it kind of makes fun of itself. It's kind of aware, but it's definitely still for kids. It's a family movie. But yeah, I will say, you got to see Dora.
Well,
in
let's
the Lost City of
pull up a
Gold.
link here in a minute. One thing I want to say before we moved on from the National Treasure thing that I noticed that I thought would be interesting for you to know if people watch it, is that I never realized that in that movie the British are the bad guys in it, and that there's the double thing on that they're keeping it from the British,
because
right?
they did generations before have to hide from the British, and the British are the bad guys. Sean
Yeah.
Bean is always
So
the bad guy. And
they slipped that one in a little bit.
that was clever.
And at the end, I'll just say they could have made it a little more art and not given you as much of a payoff,
True.
a payoff, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Treasure payoff.
But the way they flip the ending, and maybe we'll let people if they
watch
want
it.
to watch it this week, and then I'll maybe talk about just that end bit.
Right.
But I love next week. But I love how they just do a quick twist and give you the conventional ending.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. No, totally. It's actually the most satisfying.
Yeah.
Because you get the art ending and you get
And
the,
you get the
that's
conventional.
what I wanted.
Yeah.
So
anyways,
definitely.
check that out. So
Yeah, for sure.
Dora got you pumped up. I don't really have a lot of notes on this because this isn't my thing.
No. So all I want to say was you got to check this movie out because it converted me to believing in the Dora the Explorer deal. When as a kid I wasn't into it. This is definitely a family movie. It's definitely a kid's movie. So go into it expecting that, but it's fun. It's funny at points. It kind of makes fun of itself a little bit, and it's definitely worth the watch. It's good action, and there's a good message to it, and it got good reviews for a reason. Like it's definitely got good reviews out there. So we can why don't we watch a little trailer? This is actually pretty funny. Like Dora having to brave high school. Very weird for me to have found.
How
this
do I
movie.
know about this from before? Didn't you send me a link or something a couple years
Maybe,
ago
maybe.
when it was
Like
starting
when
to
the
be
first trailer came out?
put out? Yeah.
I'll tell you why watching
Ready?
this got me all jazzed up about what I'm going to do this weekend. Play it for us.
Adventure.
You know the jungle. It's a part of you. But exploring is not a game. And you don't look before you leap.
I'm okay, Boots.
How is there no spikes at the bottom or anything?
We're onto something big, Dora.
An ancient city made of gold. Parapata. And your mother and I are gonna prove it.
And me. I'm sorry, sweetie, you're not going. What? Being in the city around kids your own age, like Diego, might help.
So you're gonna get invited to some of these parties called raves. The music sounds like this. Go get it! Be careful. That's what we want to say.
Cousin Diego.
You are way more energetic than I remember.
That's
Dora,
Diego.
this isn't the jungle.
Dora
It's
and
high
Diego.
school.
Yeah.
It's life or death. Keep a low profile.
Just be yourself. Excuse me? I'm kind of stuck.
And just be cool, Dora.
Okay, what is this?
Oh,
Where did you transfer from?
the jungle.
Here's the scavenger hunt list. Team up in groups of 4.
Hola, Dora.
Let me go! God!
You'll help us find your parents and the lost city of gold.
Where are we? All I see is jungle.
I see 3 mercenaries, armed.
Oh, look. Dora brought a knife on the field trip, everybody.
It is a unique take on. They could have easily just done a live action version of her as a kid.
I live with your parents.
but it's
You're
her in
all in
high
danger.
school.
We're gonna die out here.
There's no need to overreact.
Get it off! Get it off!
Lots of knocking heads.
Of course, she knows this monkey.
It's now or never!
Very Indiana Jones, by the way. There's a few scenes
I have
that
to
are
keep going no matter what.
100% like last Indiana Jones. I love Indiana
She's
Jones.
freaking
And there's
awesome.
a lot of National Treasure influence in this movie.
I think we're safe.
I like National Treasure
Not
more
safe!
than Indiana
Not safe! Not safe!
That's a hardcore Awesome.
This
Okay,
builder's
so
not getting
check
ready.
that out. So this is what it's inspired me. Okay, because this weekend, I am going away on a little canoe camping excursion myself.
Really?
Yeah, I am on a bit of an adventure because we come from our own line of adventures, and actually on the Togo topic, going back to the Balto story. It was our grandfather, Wayne Abrams, who builds guitars and used to play bass for us. You saw him in the clip earlier.
Yeah.
Who introduced us to Balto because he actually was a Canadian champion sled dog racer. James, of course, knew that. He was third in the world.
Well, I don't know why I didn't bring that up
I know,
earlier.
but
Honestly.
he was third in the world at one time. He was on Team Canada, but he was third in the world in the 8-dog sled race. And he raced all over up north, way up north, and he raced out. He was like, and he started doing that. He started that in his 50s. So let that be a lesson to everybody out there that you're never too old to start something, because he ended up on Team Canada.
It's pretty remarkable
in his 50s,
and he had a Technical dog food.
He had a full-on dog food sponsorship. And we
would go and feed the dogs.
We looked after the dogs. We totally in the summertime. We had to go and
from time to time.
Yeah.
Don't give us too much credit.
No. I meant we looked after the dogs in the summertime when we were there because we had to feed them.
His whole yard was just filled with dogs, and it was awesome.
Oh yeah, he had 75 dogs.
Man, they were so hyper though. Those dogs.
Oh,
holy
just ready
smokes.
to run all the time. So anyway, we wanted to throw over to Pop because he's the one who introduced us to that, and of course, a lot of our kind of life is really spent in adventure. James and I are on the road, and even when we're off road and doing this podcast, and we're not even out touring, we're always looking for ways to be adventurous. And so, to be honest with you, I am going on a camping excursion this weekend because Alex has a bit of a sort of social distance girls thing happening this weekend, and so I think I'm going to take Clooney, and he'll be my canoe dog, and
Your Togo.
He'll be my Togo. And we're going to go back north to near our hall, our family hall, where we used to put on shows as kids. And we'll talk about that. If we haven't yet, we'll talk about that in another episode. But I'm going to go, there's a bunch of Crown land up there. I'm going to go exploring, camping, fishing, and which is what I've been doing a lot. And I thought I'd just...
scouting, because that is the same, well, we shouldn't say, but around that area generally is where you can find some flower gold
and
that comes down from the mountains.
I might come back.
I don't know where it comes from.
I might come back retired. We'll see.
There you go.
We'll see.
No, but that's where we're gonna go panning at some point.
Absolutely, that's what I mean. It's like I might come back with gold and then be able to retire.
Yeah, but you don't have any of the equipment yet.
No, I don't.
Also,
maybe like National Treasure, I'll stumble.
One thing I want to follow up on is that I am in the process of doing that abstract art I talked about in week 4. Of this, and so I do follow up on crazy things I talk about, just in case people think that we say things and then we don't. Now I'm gonna go, and Mom and I are going to do some abstracts.
Ooh, so James, you're on your own adventure.
Yeah, that's an off tangent.
All right, so I just bought a whole bunch of tackle box stuff for my camping trip, so that I'm fully
ready, and I got some cool stuff here. Right, I got some real cool stuff. I've got a couple frogs. Look at how realistic this frog is. Look at that. Look how realistic that frog is. This is by Lunker Hunt. Really, really good frog. I have caught.
What was
some great
coming
stuff
off of it? Is it
water and seaweed? Pretty much,
Okay.
yeah. I've also got a little white frog.
Good thing this isn't at my house.
That's right. We got a little white frog as well. But these big frogs, they do a good job, and they're for topwater bass fishing.
I like this, John.
It's good. It's good time. And these Lunker Hunt ones, by the way, for anybody out there who fishes, these things are phenomenal. We lost 2 of these. A friend of mine and I were out fishing, and a fish ate both of them right off our line and swallowed them both, and he got away. So they like those ones. Got some classic hula poppers here. Some more frog-like. They make a little popping. Everybody's got it. We got that in the tackle box. Some other cool stuff. Check this out, James. Oh, I got a spider, which I've been fishing with. Actually works pretty well. I got a couple nips on that the other day. And so
I gotta take that to scare Kyla.
Yeah, it's a good one. I actually scared Alex. I walked in and I just went, "Oh, look what I
found!"
She
That'd be freaky.
She literally jumped back 3 feet. It was pretty funny. I got a couple dragonflies here. Last time I had to buy another 2 of these because my other dragonfly, this guy, the fish ate his wings right off. That's how much they like these dragonflies. So these are all topwater baits that I've been using, and it's been a lot of fun. And then yeah, I got all kinds of little cool things. This is a neat little lure here. He's a crankbait, so you just crank that down. It likes to dive as you pull it in, and I like his color. So I haven't used him yet, but it's gonna be cool. This one I used the other day, and it has a spinning tail feature. Also another Lunker Hunt topwater fish. So yeah, I'm hoping that I'm definitely, just so you know, I am definitely going to be bringing I'm going to be bringing food with me, so I'm not relying just on fishing. But my last lure I want to show you is, look, this is a whole school of fish.
Wow.
And so he just drags along the water like this, and they all swim together in a school. So I haven't caught much on this.
No?
We'll see. Maybe I'm just using it.
What kind of fish goes for a school?
Fish that like
no, that's a
lots
question.
Of fish. For all fish.
The valedictorian. I was trying to figure out a pun joke to it.
Man. Those jokes are almost as bad as mine. All right. Let me see here. Oh, there's my sunglasses.
Can you think of a punchline for my joke?
No, I can't.
Because that wasn't a punchline.
It was rough. I should have some crickets in here.
Oh, okay.
Boom. Okay.
No. You're not gonna help me out here.
No. I don't really understand the joke, but that's okay. But anyway, that's what I'm gonna use for my my fishing extravaganza.
Good for you.
Weekend. And I'll think of that joke while I'm gone.
No, don't worry about it.
I'll think of that joke. So that'll be my adventure. And also, if anybody noticed, this week I've got a different. What was that? What did you say? The valedictorian?
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Who fishes for compliments at a school?
I don't know.
Valedictorian.
No, I didn't know if somebody goes for whatever.
Okay, Hugh Baby's
sure.
Barbecue Shop. I wanted to mention these.
Then maybe we can play out here. We can play do our outro.
Hugh Baby's Barbecue Shop is a fantastic barbecue shop in Nashville, near where we stay all the time. And I wanted to feature their hat. You got to go check them out if you're ever in town. Their burgers are great, agents.
Yep, they are good. Another reason why we were talking about treasure and gold this week, for anybody who's interested, gold hit a record peak this week, and it bumped up the Toronto Stock Exchange because of how high the value of gold is.
Even amidst COVID, James, we got to go get that gold.
So gold is as valuable as ever, and panning for gold will be as lucrative as ever.
I think that's what we're going to do. That's what we got to do.
As a hobby.
Yeah.
With our dad.
Right. I think
I think you dropped one on the floor there.
Uh-oh.
All right. Well, let's play ourselves out here. This is Off the Road, episode 13. We hope that the luck was with us tech-wise, and it seemed to be okay.
Oh. All right.
Thank you guys for being with us. We're going to play a little bit, and then we'll be off. We got 2 minutes here, buddy.
valedictorians out there.
Thank you, guys.
Off-road, episode 13.